you are returning to your everyday vibration and you have all of this divine vibration in you, it can create pockets of tension. So wherever you find it, just relax. Some of the residual energy is going to be with you because there are things that the guardians are helping you work on within your body, like opening a chakra a little more, or releasing debris that's cluttering something, or helping you support a particular energy that you're working on at the moment. So you may feel a little bit different inside yourselves. Um, so wherever you feel a little bit of pressure or pain, third eye is going to be really common. Um, Maybe some on the crown or the temples, or you might feel within you, or your heart may start aching. You may just feel absolute aching in your heart. Um, just explore it with respect and appreciation and release whatever needs to be released. Um, and keep the energy flow and breathing. When you start feeling pain, it's very easy to sort of seize up in response. You'll want to do the opposite. Relax, let it flow. Um, One time, an entire shell cracked off my heart. It was literally one of the most painful moments of my life. I was, thank God, I was sitting with a friend of mine practicing angel card reading. And so we're like practicing on each other. And I'm reading for her when suddenly something happened in my heart. It was so painful. I thought I was having a heart attack. It was like even more painful than childbirth. And I was just like, excuse my language, I was like grabbing my left boob. I was and doubling over in pain. And luckily, she just tapped in and could see what was going on and talked me through it and through the anxiety of breathing, releasing. And I literally felt an entire shell crack open and fall off my heart. Because as we go through our life, we put walls of protection around our hearts. You go through a bad experience and you're like, I never want to go through that again. And you build a wall of protection. But when we build these walls of protection, we're building it with the immediate building blocks, which is all the pain that you just went through. So you're basically protecting your heart from love with the pain that you want to avoid ever experiencing. And as you go through this energetic work, the higher your vibration, the more these walls crack open and fall off. Or debris clogging your third eye, like self-doubt, will dissipate. And then you feel all this weird clutter and pressure in your forehead, and you relax and it like blasts out. So just, I got the message that everyone be ready because there's going to be a lot of that kind of thing happening. If you have a chakra that you're having trouble with, like throat chakra or something, you're going to find things just releasing out. Breathe through it, relax through it, let the energy flow. You can imagine like there's a waterfall going through you or a spigot with the water turned on full with energy washing it all out. However, but just be prepared for this. You're going to have a major release. I can tell you that. No, I'm sorry. What is your name? Yes, you're going to have a major release, and you've got a couple of past lives that are very excited because they'll be able to come through more clearly when that happens. It will all be good, very good. So, yeah. Yeah. Um, and they're saying don't be on such the lookout for it that you stop it from happening. So, um, did everyone have like someone you met with through that construct or any love energy coming through or anyone? Is there anyone who would like to share anything or have any questions? Or maybe something didn't happen the way you wanted and you want to know why?
Interesting exchange with I had a woman come forward. She kept showing me a bracelet. Like there was a cross bracelet, and I kept seeing it in different positions
was a bracelet. Was it a cross or an ankh?
It was a cross, like Christian cross.
Okay. And a woman was bringing it to you?
The woman showed me this. It was all, no words were spoken. It was all like telepathic.
So,
but she showed me a bracelet very similar to this, but it was a cross and the different positions of, and it was on his hand. I'm not sure, is that something I should be, but I guess I wanted more clarification before I let her go.
okay. Well, do you mind if we let the group share with something now? What I want you to do is sort of tap back into that moment and see if you can get any uh, feeling on who this woman might be, what energy she might be. So just sort of relax, and you can even ask her, "Who are you?" And you may get just like the thought in your mind. And take your time. There's no rush.
It came through in a flame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not certain.
Okay, and that's fine. As you get to know her more can come through. Often when I mean, first of all, you were working with someone of very high vibration. So the more you work with this being, the more she will come through. Do a little research on the internet or in books on divine women, um,
Saint, female saint.
saints.
My uncle just gave me a female saint. It was a box.
There you go. Yeah, and you'll find that whoever she is you'll start connecting more and more. Yeah. Um, and then these symbolic pieces that she's showing you will start making more and more sense. Like a bracelet on your wrist, could be something to do with your hand, with the energy flow through here. And then if you think about steering wheel where you put your hands, it could be about places that if you look at the different places she put it, there will be certain connections there that you don't, and here's the thing, don't puzzle it in your brain, puzzle it in your heart. Let your heart and your gut bring you the answer, because your brain will always take you down crazy paths, but your heart and your gut are connected to the divine, they're connected to angels. So you'll know in your heart. And it's crazy how many times when you just open yourself up and something will pop in, you're like, this doesn't make any sense. And then you research and go, oh, that was perfect. So just, allow it to come at its own pace. You know what they say, it's not the destination, it's the journey. You all are on a journey now of connecting with this divine being. And over time, the connection will become stronger and better and easier. Mhm. No, I mean, you just didn't connect this time. It could be they felt you needed something else at the moment, like maybe a little healing or a little peace. Or it could be they took you to a place that they want you to become familiar with because you'll have future meetings there. Or it could be you're a little tired because it was like 2.5 hours into an intense thing. Um, so something did happen. Just be receptive to what it was and how this will build for your future. There, I'll just and then we'll. So people talk about like the place of pure light. That's the most divine. They don't talk about how the place of pure darkness is also the most divine and extremely, it's got more depth. Like places of pure light are where energy glows outward. Places of pure darkness are where wisdom grows inward. So wherever you were, if there was a color there, that color will be meaningful for you. If there was literally nothing, then it sounds like you may have been in a place where wisdom grows and they're like getting you comfortable with this location and maybe sending you some healing love to help you get ready for it. Mhm. Yes.
So if we want to take this and then practice going with best partners and start in that home place, like where is that a good place to start?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that
Yeah, that is a great place to start. I mean, that's not um, typical Akashic Records starting ground, but absolutely it is. Um, I know Paulette has a lot to help people get the Akashic Library. On my website and my YouTube page, I have a ton of videos with this, different soul journeys. I'll tell you, my YouTube page, I've got like 120 videos and they're not organized. So it's a little weeding through, and they're all shot with my video camera. So it's a little weeding through, and it's not the best quality. Um, and Paulette, you have classes coming up for Akashic Library and past life.
Past life next week, yeah, next Saturday. Um, and I was wondering too about that because um, when we do shamanic work, we bring in our spirit teams, okay, and that could be ancestors, totems, loved ones, and masters, and the angels and what have you. So though the two masters that came to me right away, I'm sort of processing it, but it is in relation to the question that I had, the message that I was working with them.
Oh, how
So
great!
do we bring those two? If that's now two of the guardians from the library, do we call them to work with us now as well, or could we?
The guardians and the librarians who came through for you all today,
Yes.
the ones that came to you in your specific individual things, those were yours. Those were your guardians and your librarians. Okay. They were all part of the collective and they were connecting with you individually as well, whether you felt them or not. So those are the ones you work with. But if you go into the library, they'll be there. I mean, they're there for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about seeking them out. They're there for you. For whoever you all connected with or whatever experience you had, um, this was a gateway experience. So you are welcome, if you wish, to keep on exploring the connection that you just had in the final meditation or any of these. Now, as for jumping into the Akashic Library whenever you want, I love that. Whenever I'm stuck somewhere, like if I'm at Trader Joe's on a Sunday afternoon, I know I'm going to be standing in line for at least 20 minutes. So I'll be like, okay, let's give me a quick one. And there are different ways that I'll do this. Of course, you can do the guided meditation where when you do a guided meditation to go to the Akashic Library, there's always there are certain elements that always exist. You always go on a journey. You're using all your senses on the journey. Like the classic one is you start out in a beautiful garden, you're feeling the sun, you feel the breeze, as the clouds go past the sun, the light sort of fades and returns, and you can feel your skin becomes a little cooler and then a little warmer. You're noticing all of the beautiful garden around you. You hear the birds singing, you see some deer over there and some bunny rabbits over there. You're walking on the path, and then the path becomes more rocky and the garden becomes more wild till you're in wildlands. Eventually, you go into ancient forest and you stay on your path, but the ground around you is surrounded by moss, growing healing moss. You're under the trees. You might go swimming in a freshwater spring lake, and then you go through the woods and maybe a spirit animal will come and bring you a message. You come out, you're on a cliff, you see a grand vista. You go down the cliff to a path that takes you to a body of water. Next to the body of water, there's a bench. Someone who loved you in life, who's no longer in life, is sitting on the bench, has chats with you, tells you how much they love you, how proud they are of you, shares a message, gives you a gift, and then points you on your way where there's steps going up as far as the eye can see. And you go on these steps, and every 10 steps there's a landing. The first landing, someone from your soul family again talks with you, embraces you, tells you how proud they are of you, gives you words of wisdom and a gift. You go up the next 10 steps, and it's an angel who watches over you. And then you go up the next 10 steps, and it's like one of the guardian or what ascended masters. You go up the next 10 steps, and it's like archangels or someone, or your higher self. And then you go up the next 10 steps. And each time you look behind you and you see, like, even though it's just 10 steps, like the first 10 steps takes you to the clouds, the second 10 steps takes you to the atmosphere or the hemisphere, like till you're off between time and space, and you're in front of the library. And then you go into the library. The purpose for this sort of soul journey is because you're using all your senses and you're raising your vibration and you're connecting to the divine in increasing increments. I've done the same journey where we take an elevator up, or where we're going up Spirit Mountain, or we're going through we're in a downtown city and we go through an ancient city. So long as you're like going up, raising your vibration, it gets you there. The whole point is to get you to a very high vibrational state where you can connect with the library. So there's plenty of guided meditations online. I have some. Do you have any also? Yeah. So Paulette has some. Excellent. And but once you get used to doing this enough, you get to the point where you can just jump there. You don't need to go through 40 minutes of guided meditation. So for me, I've been doing this so often, I'll be like, okay, I would like to have a past life, and I'll let my higher self know, or my librarians know, this is what I want for my past life, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a life where I was a healer. I'm looking for a life where I was a warrior. I'm looking for a life where, lately I've been having a lot of pain in my heart that I think is from a past life. So I think I need to heal something, take me to the life I have to heal, and they will. You want to be careful. Don't ask them, take me for something fun, because they'll take you for something fun for them. It might be very traumatizing for you in the here and now. Exactly. But what are some of the other ways? You can also connect with your higher self, because your higher self has full memory of all your existence. And you can sit with your higher self and ask them to tell you stories about when you were someone else. Just like asking your grandparents to tell you stories about when they were young. And your higher self can share stories with you in such a way that you can either be hearing them, with them while they're telling you, or you can be in it, experiencing it, or both. You can also go to the twilight realm, which is the land between physical and spiritual. Some people call it the bardo, and allow doors to be open around you, and each door goes to a past life, and you can just walk around and see which door you want to open. That's lower vibrational than the Akashic Library, because it's only your life. It's not all lives. You always do a journey to get there, but the more often you get there, the quicker the journey can be. You learn the energetic shortcuts. Yeah. So if you felt like, because it's all about an energetic connection, if you felt like this honeycomb can get you there, do it. Let it take you there. That would be great. come to think about it, I use a similar energy to get to the ascended masters and have them tell me stories from when they were human. So I guess that's a similar thing of connecting the Akashic Library. So, yeah. Yes.
Because we're faceted crystals, would it help us to travel with a flame, like with a candle flame or being in the sunlight? Would that help us travel there faster? To have the light already illuminating the path?
That is a good question. Illuminating the path ahead of you, some people find that very nurturing and comforting. Um, I don't think you will always need that, but if you feel the need for it, go for it because that will raise your vibration. I had the other day, I was asking about my journey ahead and feeling a little anxiety, um, as we all do on occasion. And they were teasing me. They're like, you don't even need to worry about it because we're clearing the path for you and we're throwing rose petals on it so you can't miss it. And they showed me this journey just covered with rose petals that had the most beautiful aroma. And it was just like, it felt almost like I was walking through rose oil all over my skin. It was so nice. And they're like, you just have to follow the path we set for you. Don't worry about it. But I'm like, but keep the rose petals on there so I can find them. Otherwise, I don't want to go left or right by accident. So, that if there is an illumination that helps you, then that helps release any stress or anxiety, and that raises your vibration. Absolutely, go for it. Does anyone have questions about future Earth? It's I'm going to tell you visions I've had about future Earth. Um, And I'll tell you, spirits, when they come down and channel through humans, they are all over the place on what the next 100 years are going to be. There's one guy, Eagle Bear. So I think about you all whenever he comes through, Reverend Sally Knuckles. He is very clear that there's no way we're going to get the vibration up high enough to divert the the battles. But that after that time, society is going to recreate itself in a more nomadic, earth connected way. And because we'll be connecting to earth to survive, we're going to regain the earth magic. And then, but according to Eagle Bear, I, over half the planet will not survive. That's and he's saying this is within the next 50 years. That's what he sees. And then I check with Joseph of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Father Joseph. And he laughs and says, of course you'll raise the vibration and it's going to be wonderful. All of you just have so much love in you. It's impossible to ever forget it forever. He's just like, oh, no, 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 don't worry about it. You're already doing it. Don't worry. So even our guides in spirit are all over the place because we're the ones with the free will that will determine what happens. They're just connecting from their perspective. Um, but the visions I've seen about humanity in the future is like this one city I saw was so beautiful because all the buildings had plants and trees growing all the way around them. You walk in and it's a room like this, it's a building like this. But on the outside, it's all the plants by contract have grown 100% around and climbing vines, but they don't cause any damage to the building. And then the streets between, there's like no cars, but so the roads are made out of grass and meadowland. And you have the sidewalks, and between the sidewalk and the street, you have these hanging planters. Like, the planters that have like the moss covering so that when you water them, they saturate all the way through. It's like hanging planters going all the way up to the tops of the buildings, like each floor going up. but there's clouds above them. However, they're being watered from beneath because plants drink from the roots up. And so it's mist rising from beneath them to the clouds above and then raining down and rising up through the planters. We're in total connection with the animals. Everyone is vegetarian. If an animal is going to die, it will come and present itself and say, "You may eat me, care for me in my final moments, and then you can eat me." Other than that, we're vegetarian. Um, and we have telepathic communication with all the animals. It's like a really, really beautiful future. And I've seen these visions, and I know others who have seen these visions. It's just getting from here to there that's really up to us. And the librarians are here to help. They want to help raise the vibration. But since we're eternal beings, they're like, we don't need to worry so much because one way or another we'll have an experience. Any other questions? Right. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.